work that's kind of gotten in here over the course of this week, responding to last weekend?
Yeah, feel good. There's good energy coming in the building like we have to. Guys aren't moping around, heads down. We got another week ahead of us. Got to attack it. Another great opportunity, and we got to have a better showing for sure.
What's been kind of I don't know if there's a message that everybody has kind of rallied around or anything for this week? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, just our standard. We got to hold a higher standard, and that starts with our leaders on the team. And we're going to do a great job of that. And I think everybody's bought in, everybody's dialed in, and we had to go out there and play at a higher level from here on out. So that's the mindset, and we're just ready to attack.
It's good to fight that urge to press and try to do too much because you're in this situation where 0-3 and everybody wants to, do the thing to turn this thing around. Is it hard to, try to fight that tendency to do that?
Like with everybody and what they're doing?
You or just every teammates?
Yeah. You definitely don't want to do more than you're asked of or go out of your own zone. You want to do your job at its highest level, and that'll take care of itself. If we all do that together and play complementary football with all three phases, these games will be a lot different. So I think that's what it comes down to. We can't beat ourselves, and that's what it starts with. We just can't beat ourselves, and we will have a chance. So you can't go out there and do what we did last week and expect to win.
Spencer, what about you individually? I mean, you spent the whole summer in a competition atmosphere. Is it something you have to resist an urge or learn to deal with, not trying to be I have to have a good game this week, or I don't know what the status will be next week?
Yeah, you can't worry about that because that's when you could really not play to your ability. You got to go out there and just play as good as you can, play with high energy, try to make the plays when they're there. And, for me, I think just keep building. What we're doing is right. The process is right, and the outcome will take care of itself. We just got to keep going, keep chipping away at these days, and, it'll turn out fine.
How about dealing with sort of the antsiness or the pressing that could come with, you guys are putting together a lot of 12-play drives, 16-play drives, but sometimes that's not adding up the points. The desire to try, and I know we keep talking about what plays are there, what plays aren't there on the field, but is that something you have to try to convince yourself not to try to force, or is that something you do have to look for more?
It's got to be the right time, right moment. We got to have the right look. There was a few times in that last game, obviously I was just trying to put them up because we're down. I mean, depending on where you're at, we were down 3-4 scores, and you got to be aggressive. But you don't want to just go out there and turn the ball over because then you're really going to have a bad turnout. So we got to play to our rules, play to our progressions and plays, and we'll dial up more shots and get more aggressive here going on out. I think we need to. We will.
Is part of it Kellen was talking about mixed down football? It's part of that just getting the run game going, and then you can build more stuff off of that.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt.
15 or whatever.
Yep, you got to set up your action game with your run game, and if they want to present any type of look where we can get a shot going, we got to hit it, and that's something we're grinding on, getting extra reps on. But again, you get caught in a game where it's 28-3. Defense knows it's a heavy drop back game. They're going to be in shell and try to take the roof off. So it's a tough ask, but you got to try to get it done and try to find those holes in those zones. But all depends on where you're at in the game. If we started out cleaner and score was tighter, it would be a whole different story. But it's kind of the flow of the game.
What stands out about Buffalo's defense specifically? Casting to their second right now.
Yeah, a lot of disguise. They're very good at, not showing you what they want to do till post snap. Heavy communication. They're very dialed in on their details and their scheme, but a lot of disguise. They fly around. They got obviously Ed Oliver up front. He's a game wrecker. We got to have a good plan for him. Smart guys at safety, good guys at corner and linebacker as well. So we got to have a good plan and go out there and not, we got to play to win. We got to play to win. Go out there and just let it rip and go out there and make something happen.
You mentioned after the game that you worked more on scramble drill, that second phase. How do you work on that? And second, what does better mean? How does that work?
It's a great question. how we work on it, we worked on it today in drills, scramble drills. That's something we have to harp on. There's so many little rules and details you need to know in the scramble game because it's such a big part of the game. And I feel like as a group, we could all take a step. So that's something we're obviously going to have to use. And that's something where the biggest explosive plays come out of is scramble drills. So we have to be dialed in and get open when we do scramble because there will be opportunities to scramble. And, that's when big plays happen. I mean, a lot of the big plays across the league are off scramble drills, so especially in the red zone. So we got to keep harping on that and keep working that, and that'll come to life in game.
When it comes to rules and guidelines in the scramble drills, is that something that's pretty static across the league, or are there small nuances in terms of how each team maybe?
Pretty static across the league. I mean, it's all just spacing and having this little savviness to get open, But yeah, there's teams that are really good on it, and we can be one of those teams with the guys we have, and being able to extend and scramble. That should be one of our strengths.
In those situations, do you have to kind of resist the urge to truck one across the field? Like there's situations where guys like Mike, I think Olave was open, but it was like run one way.
Yeah.
Like, cause I think Cam Ward had a throw like that. It's like, coach probably telling you, let's do that again.
Yeah, let's not, that's risky. You don't really want to do that, but if it works out, it works out. You got to play ball to some extent, but it's like a cardinal sin is throwing back across the field. We try to get one in the game. Obviously, different situation, fourth down, got to have it. Just weren't on the same page, but we're going to continue to rep it. Certain times you have to be aggressive and try to make that play where it might be risky, but we need the play. So that's how I look at it.
You talked about the scramble drills and whatnot, and some other areas where you're all looking to get better. But when you kind of evaluate this offense, what's like the number one thing that y'all need to improve on here in that regard?
Penalties. I'd say that's the number one thing. Pre-snap and post-snap, just procedural errors. You see when we don't have that, we move the ball well versus anybody. We've played, 3 good defenses so far, and we move the ball, but we got to be better on third down, and that comes with having positive plays on first and second down. So I would say, just being clean, playing clean ball, and then converting on third down, and then getting a couple more explosives throughout the game.
When you are talking about going up against a defense that does disguise stuff, obviously that's like trying to confuse you. Right? So how do you prepare going up against this? Do you think about, okay, they're in this look, I'm anticipating them shifting to this look post snap, or how do you do it as well? Yeah,
there's a lot of different things to look at as you go through your read and pre-snap and then post-snap. It's going to be a completely different thing. They could be showing this and getting to a totally different coverage. So you got to be dialed in with your eyes post-snap and trust your progression and just go through it and try to find the open guy. But they do a good job of making the quarterback think and making you be a little patient. So we got to be good in that area.
Is it really the sort of gap that people talk about, worrying about sort of that rotation post snap when you're in shotgun and have to bring your eyes down and then back up? Is that really as much of a concern as?
Not really, no. I wouldn't say it's that big of a concern. You just got to catch a snap. Obviously, that's first, and then you got to get your eyes up, and you got a few seconds or less to get it done. So, just got to. It's all at the same time, yeah.
Spencer, during this start, has there been a player that's kind of stepped up as the vocal leader, and have y'all needed that to rally together?
Saying the whole team?
Yeah, I mean, Cam was talking after the game just how, corrections start on the plane right after the game. He was saying he and DeMario were two of those guys. Has anyone stepped up, or have y'all felt like y'all needed that as a team?
Yeah, I mean, I think DeMario has a great message for us all the time. Win or loss in the locker room, after practice, you name it. He's has the right message, and then obviously he's our leader, and our vets they do a great job of that, and I think we're good in that area. We got good player-led leadership, and I think that's one of our strong suits, and just got to keep doing that.
One of the other reporters asked Helen about this, saying that Ms. Benson was at practice today. Did she give you words of encouragement after an 0-3 start, or just not really, just kind of from afar?
Yeah, I mean, she's the sweetest lady. She's always there in the locker room after, giving us all a hug one by one, and she wants to see us play hard and obviously get some wins here soon, so we got to do that. And pretty much all I got for you right there, but she's awesome.
coming off, the tough start to the season, Kellen said that, you guys have had, really good conversations. How much do you feel, based on those conversations, that he's been confident in you? I mean, he says he is, but how much confidence does his coaching staff kind of give you?
They give me a lot of confidence, let you go out there and play, lead the ship, and, I feel good about it. We got to all play together and play cleaner, and, we'll get this thing turned around. So there's a lot of good, but obviously a lot of stuff to clean up, a lot of corrections, and we know that. So it's not like we're not working it and not trying to get better. We're grinding away at it, and, the product will take care of itself if we keep having the right process.